Let's see here. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're live. I wanted to give a little bit of a Sierra cam before we go outside here. She has been doing so good today. We went on a huge walk earlier. Walked down to a place where she normally goes to the bathroom. Joe Teeter, what's up, brother? I'm at my place in northern Arizona. Um, but she walked all the way down to this place where she likes to go to the bathroom, which is pretty far from here. Came back up to the property. We walked all the way around the property once, and then she went with me to visit another property and just came back. And so she's kind of tuckered out. She's just going to take a nap here and just kind of chill in the camper. And then we're going to go outside and work on some stuff. And I want to show you what I scored. This is from a neighbor of mine, actually my buddy Darren. And he had some stuff at his old property and was like, hey, if you wouldn't mind helping me clean it out. And I went over there a while back and I identified that there's like a really nice wheelbarrow that just needs to be cleaned up, and same with the post hole digger. And so that's what I've got here. And let me flip the camera on, I'll show you. That's what I scored here. So this is the Jackson Professional Tools wheelbarrow. Essentially, you just hit it with some steel wool, and then also, just sand that, and you're good to go. And so I'm going to do that for that. And then here's the post hole digger right here. This one's going to need some work. This wood's pretty shot. And then I need to screw the stuff in down here. All of this is loose. But, after a little steel wool on there and maybe a little bit of paint just to make it look a little bit nicer, I think these will clean up really nice. And so that's what I'm going to do today. And hey, what's up from New Zealand? We got N Smiler in the house. And so that's what I'm going to do today. It's a gorgeous day out here. I mean, the weather's phenomenal. Here, let's flip around here. I'll show you what it looks like around here. So let's see here. What was it? Whoops, cancel. Let's see, I can't see that comment. Hang on a second. I'm gonna grab my computer and bring it over here because I can't, for some reason, I'm not able to see the comments very good. Just let me grab this real quick. Got my computer right here and it's already set to the stream, so let me log on real quick. What I'll do is I'll come on every once in a while and make sure I'm not missing any comments. Simple Trail Travels, what's up, man? Sheila Kane, how you doing? Looks like everybody's here. So, all right, cool. Well, let me go ahead and quit out of that stuff for the computer. And hey, bro, watching from the classroom. Ha, that's awesome. All right, cool. All right, what we're going to do is we are going to roll back over to the camper and, or not the camper, but the area over here where my ATV is, where I brought over the stuff. But yeah, Joe, it's real nice weather out here right now. Temperature is about 60 right now. Real nice and cool. There's a nice little breeze that's going on. So hang on here. I'm using this. There we go. So there we go. All right, let me do this. All right, so we're good to go. So one thing I wanted to mention too is that I am starting up my other channel again. I originally started a channel called Recycle Ranch, and it was right when I got the property here, but then Sierra and I went back on the road for like a year and a half. And so I was like, well, I don't have any content to post. And so I'm going to start that back up because I'd like to do live streams like this on that channel. And I don't have the link in the video description below, but it is included in the community post that I put up today because I shared it from the other page. And so it's just called Recycle Ranch. It's going to be focused on stuff like this because like everything on my property here has pretty much been recycled except for the 2x6s and 2x8s that I use for the roof up here. Let me show you. All that wood, and I got to replace that plywood that's bowing. I'm going to replace all the plywood up there actually. But that's the only stuff that right there that isn't reclaimed. I got that from the store. Everything else is reclaimed. And, even like the camper's used, obviously it's 1971 camper. And so that's kind of the theme that I've had around here. And I want to keep that going. And just using the materials like, for my fence right here. For like the fence that I've got around here. I'm going to continue with that. I've already cut a bunch more beams that are sitting over there. And then I'm going to tie it into that tree and then wrap it around over on this side as well. And the reason why I want to do that is to keep the cows out, because the cows will come in and they come up from the lower section down there. They'll come up in this area here and graze. And I don't want them coming into the garden area, screwing things up and pooping everywhere and, eating my plants or anything like that. So, but because they'll come in and hammer them pretty good. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go through this and I'm going to work on it, and I'll check comments every once in a while and see what's up. Let me check down here real quick. I've got my computer because I can't see the comments on there. So let's see. 51 here. It's a bit nippy though at night. Yeah, it's the same with here. It's down below freezing at night. So Tyler Pillar watching from Charleston, South Carolina. Right on. I would love to go down there, man. I hear the history in Charleston is insane. So, all right. What's up, Darren? What's going on, man? Yeah, I tried smoking with the juniper. Oh, it's not bad? Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never tried that. I'll have to figure out how to smoke with juniper. All right, let's see. Wet, windy, and cold in the UK. Oh, yeah, Elizabeth. I heard y'all are getting some weather out there. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. What I've got is I've got a little, it's just a little black, or not black, it's Ryobi. It's a little circular, sander thing. And then you get these little pads that you put on the bottom. And most of these are used. I forgot that I don't have new ones because I used them all to actually do my frame for the shower here. All that wood is Brazilian red oak. And I mean, it takes forever to sand it. I was sanding that stuff for so long just to get it to where it was looking decent. Because it had been sitting out in the sun for probably about a year, probably about 2 years, so it got real weathered with the rain hitting it and then the sun hitting it and all that stuff. And to get it to the point to where it looks like that took a lot of effort. So I smoked through most of my little circular sander things. But I've got this over here in the sun so you can see what I'm up to. And we're gonna get started. I gotta go grab my battery real quick though, so hang tight. And I'll be right back in like two minutes or less. Oh, it's right here. I don't know. No, that's not the battery. Where'd the battery go? I brought the battery out here and I laid it down somewhere. This is what happens all the time when I'm out here working on stuff. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get started, and then I'll forget where I put stuff. Dang, now I just charged that thing up. Let's see. Well, this one's not as good. I don't know if it has as much juice as the rest of the other one. Sounds pretty lacking. Sorry, folks. Let's go for a little walk and see if we can figure out where this is. Also, I want to look at comments real quick. So let's go down here. Let's see. Give him a firm plant. Yeah. So too, the shower was looking good. Yeah, it's looking good over there. I like that shower, and it's going to work out real well. And the bottom of it's real nice too. I'm just stored a bunch of stuff in there for right now, but I think it's going to look awesome. So, hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing? Blake, how's it going, brother? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you all had a good Halloween and everything like that. So let's see, what did I do? I'm trying to find the battery. I've got this 4 amp hour battery, which is stellar to operate that little thing. And I came out here earlier. I was kind of rushing to get the live stream set up, and I put it down somewhere. I can't remember where I put it. It's like the story of my life out here. All right, let's go back inside and see what we got. See if we've got it in here. What's up, girl? We are looking for, so if you want to come outside? You want to come outside? You want to stand here? Okay, you want to stand here? Sierra went on a super long walk earlier. Okay, there it is. Got it. All right, here we go. By the way, if you guys have, if you're in the need of getting like power tools and stuff like that, I recommend Ryobi, because like these little battery packs they have for them are really easy to charge. And you can rapid charge them. You can get this charged up in 30 minutes, and you can do like, I don't know, quite a bit of work, because it's a 4 amp hour battery and it's 18 volts. And so you just take them, and they're all interchangeable with these different, devices. And so like here's a little saw, and then here's a grinder I use, and I operate all that off these, and they're real simple to charge up, and they don't pull a ton of power, but 4 amp hours that's not small, but they do last for a while. So I just recommend those. Those are good. And I mean, there's a couple other ones out there that are pretty good. Black & Decker's got good ones, but I've been really pleased with Ryobi. They've worked out really well. All right, let's get this going. All right, cool. Now we're gonna jam here. I had snow in central Michigan on Halloween. Wow. Yeah, we had pretty cold weather here. It was definitely down below freezing at night. And so I've been running the stove each morning, and we usually go to bed without the stove going. And then once it gets cold, really cold, like about 4 or 5 a.m., then I'll turn on the stove. And past couple of nights, it's definitely been chilly. It's gotten down there. I wake up pretty much shivering. I'm like, yep, winter is just about here. But it does look like we've got a little bit of a warm bump coming up. Like, no, I mean, by a warm bump, I just mean at night. During the daytimes, it's like, it's going to be in the 60s, like low 60s, which would be real nice. But then once I think like 2 weeks from now, it's going to start getting down in the 50s and stuff like that. So we'll be going with that. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and start work on this, and we'll see how much we can get done. Kind of boring, so what I think I'm going to do instead is grab the steel wool. That way we can still chat, and then I can start doing this stuff and work while we're chatting. So let me grab the steel wool, and I'll be right back. So you can get a couple different steel wools, and what you can do is you start out with like the medium coarse, and then you go to the fine. Start out with this one, it knocks off all the big stuff, and we'll get the majority of the surface rust knocked off, and then you can use the fine stuff at the end of that, and it makes it look real nice. So we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna bring the computer close and everything like that so we can all chat while I'm getting some work done. Still can't find a pair of pliers that I put some in it. I know, Darren. It's like walking around. I always lose stuff when I'm working on things. I lay my phone down all the time, and then I always forget where I put it, and it's kind of a problem. I feel bad because people like message me and I won't respond for 3 or 4 days. But I think this is gonna turn out real good. I mean, this stuff right here, it doesn't have any holes in it, you know. And that's the main thing, is you don't want the bucket rusted out or nothing like that. There's definitely some surface rust in here, but if you hear that, that's solid, you know, and this is free. And so I'm pretty stoked to have this. Same with that post hole digger, because it's going to help me, like I was saying earlier, with getting my fence all dialed in. So I think we're going to start with the side here and knock this out and see how this course does on here. So this is a medium coarse steel wool, and it should do a good job of knocking it off. It might even knock off that paint. So let's see how this works. Yeah, that looks great. See that? It's even getting back the old paint. So it's just getting that surface rust, and that's about it. That's perfect. This is a lot cooler than I thought it was gonna look. Because I could put like a clear like a clear lacquer on here or something like that and preserve this surface rust patina, which I think looks great. Yeah, this is gonna be stellar. Ah, this is gonna be so cool. This is gonna be like a permanent garden fixture, you know, for being in the garden. I mean, I don't mind driving the quad through there. I made the trail big enough to where I can drive the quad in there, you know, with this, which is real nice. That way I can haul in a bunch of dirt and stuff like that. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to haul that in there if I'm just putting around like planting things, you know. Yeah, this is really turning out great. Look at how cool this is looking. Yeah, it just basically needed to be cleaned up a little bit. That's it. Just knock the surface rust off and yeah, this is stellar. That is cool looking. I like that. Check this out. I'm gonna bring in the camera close so I can show y'all. But you can really see the weathering on it. I think it looks really cool. So check this out. You can see how it's got like that surface rust, but this has all been sanded down with the steel wool. But what I can do is I can put like a clear lacquer over that and protect it, and then that will just stay, and then no more surface rust will come about, which I think is pretty awesome. And then same with down here. I mean, all I did was hit this once and it just came right back to life. So that's apparently the original color. And then of course we got that right there. But the wood on here is looking good too. I'm gonna wait to do that when I'm not on the live stream because that's boring to watch. But I do want to try to bring this back to life as much as possible, because here's looking inside. And so it's gonna be a lot of work getting that out of there. But it's gonna be worth it because it's, I mean, having a wheelbarrow, you know, there's nothing that's very valuable around here. So it's very useful. When I started working on the trail that I cut into here, I did it with just a hand shovel and a wheelbarrow, and that was it. And that was crazy because I went through so much effort. Let's see, I'm gonna respond to some comments real quick. So let me pull up the computer here. All right, Joe, you can't beat free. That's right, man. Can't beat free, and I definitely am thankful for these tools, because these tools will last forever, you know. I mean, there's wheelbarrows are built like tanks, and then the post hole digger, yeah, I can use that for all the different projects I got going on around here. Because I do want to, I'm thinking about putting in a deck over my rock garden area, and that way in the wintertime, if I want to winter camp out there with a tent with a wood stove, I could go out on like a raised platform, because there's some trees that I could get into and kind of be like up in this canopy area, which would be pretty awesome. So I'm looking at doing that. If I do that, I'm going to put pylons into the ground, and that way I'll make it strong enough to eventually, if I want to build a little cabin there, or like a little shed or something, or just like a little A-frame, you know, that's like a dual shed that acts also as a place to sleep when people come visit, you know, then that could be available. And it's a nice area over there. I've been working on the trees over there a little bit. I thinned out some of the lower juniper branches, and it's accentuating a lot of the tiny little pinyon pines that are getting going over there. I counted a total of 52 pinyon pines that I was able to cut back the juniper branches, and not cut the junipers down, but just cut them back to where it opened up the canopy on the ground. And once I do that, I want to show you real quick. Let's see, Lyle, yeah, nice work to get, yeah, it's still a super nice day here. And then Joe, yeah, it looks like a nice blue color. It is a cool blue color on that. But I want to show you these trees that what I did was I thinned out. I was talking about this in I think it was last video, or maybe the video prior. But these trees right here used to be real sick looking. Like, they didn't have hardly any needles on them. They were only on one side, and you can see here they still kind of are. It's heavily weighted to that side, and the reason being is there were two juniper trees right here that were sticking up, and it was blocking most of the sun that they get. So they'd only get afternoon sun when the sun was over there, and it was making it to where they weren't growing very well. Also, if you look up here, I started trimming off all these big branches. A lot of them are dead, and when you trim them off of these big old growth junipers, that actually helps the health of the tree. But in doing so, like this branch that came out here completely blocked this. And now look at them. I mean, these little pine trees are going off. They're super healthy. They look great, both of them. And I've made sure that we, whenever I'm doing laundry over here, I'm always putting my laundry water in there. I'm emptying the hot tub into like these little tree areas. Same with over here. I'm getting this tree really going, and then focusing on the big pine as well. And then I've got a couple more pines that are around there. And so the goal is to get these pines really nourished and get them up and looking really good. And then that way, when I thin out more of the junipers, I don't lose that privacy, that the trees provide. And I want to make sure that I keep that privacy. I don't want you don't want everybody being able to drive by and figure out your business, And so, but that's what I'm doing down over there at the rock garden. And also the reason why, let me put this back on here, but I'll show you. Also a reason why I kept all the pine trees, that are in my garden area, like that one, that big one right there. Coming over this way, there's that one right there. So and then I've got ones, you can't really see them, but they're over on the boundary there. You can barely see them, but over in the garden area. And so I want to make it to where this whole area around here is like a nice pine forest, And by getting those junipers out there, they have such a heavy, the sun can't even get through them. It's not like the pine trees to where you can kind of see through them a little bit. The junipers, it's tough to get through them. And so the sun doesn't nourish any of the other plants around there. And once I started cutting back the junipers and realized how the pines responded, I'm like, heck, that's what I'm going to do. Because you can still keep like the upper part of the junipers, which I think look cool. They kind of look like a bonsai tree, like a full-size bonsai tree. But you can cut out the lower stuff, and then that way you can get those pines really going. So let's start working on this a little bit more. Let's see, can I zoom in on that? Yeah. Let's go to the side here. I want to see how hard it is to get that interior rust out, because it seems like there's quite a bit in there. It's caked on pretty good. So let's turn this on its side. Oh, hey, also check it out. I got a really awesome tire. Thing's all rugged looking right there. So I got to put some green slime in it and fill it back up, and I think we'll be good. Right now it's a little flat. Coming back over this way. Let's see how this reacts to a little bit of. We're going to use the medium course, because the fine probably won't touch this very well. This is the type of rust, surface rust, to where it's like you can feel it. It's all rigid and everything. Let's see here. Glasses on. Make sure I don't get my stuff in my face. All right, it's coming out pretty good. Whew. A lot of dust coming off that. That's cleaned up pretty good. I'm pleased with that. That's doing well. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time cleaning the interior, because it is the interior of the bucket here, but I just wanted to get the major surface rust off, and I wanted to see if there are any spots that maybe when I cleared it, if there are any holes. But this thing's solid. This has probably only been sitting out for a couple years. It doesn't look like it's in that bad of a shape. Yeah, it's cleaning up real nice. So let's get this guy. All right. That's dusty. All right, let's check out some comments here. Do I like Gallup? Yeah, I've been to Gallup, New Mexico. That's pretty good. Let's see. Nice to get some work on coffee girls too. Sheila, yeah. All right, let's see here. Yeah, there's other parts of New Mexico I like as well. New Mexico's pretty nice, but the only thing is that their windy season is like February to like the end of July, and by windy I mean like 70-mile-an-hour winds. Like, it's crazy, and so. A lot of people, go there. They're like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go there in the spring," and a lot of times it can be really blown out. So just be mindful of that. This is looking good. It's looking like it's almost done, really. All I want to do is get the wood cleaned up, but I'll do that after, off camera, because that's boring. But I'm gonna maybe we'll take this over by the truck for the air compressor and put some air in this and see if it's gonna hold. Could be that the tire just deflated from all those years of sitting outside. But this looks nice. I mean, this looks cool too with how this is cleaning up real good. I really love stuff like this. Like recycling things and like making stuff out of materials that that are reclaimed, and I don't know, it's just kind of a fun way to live. You hear that? There is no noise out here whatsoever. I absolutely love it. Can't really see that because it's in the shade, but it's all good. Check some comments here. Land of entrapment. Been trying not to watch the news, but it's been crazy with all the stuff going on in the world, and that's another reason why I've been motivated to stay here, and work on this place, is because number one, it's really expensive right now to travel around with the gas, and the gas is crazy right now, especially out here, Arizona. It's looking like, we've got gas it's like $5 a gallon. So it's pretty pricey, and that's why I'm not rolling around. Also, too, for Sierra's health, I think it's better for her to stick around here and just have a consistent day and a place where she can just nap all the time and just take it easy and not be under any stresses of traveling a bunch or finding campsites or anything like that. And so it's been real nice to kind of stay put and work on this a little bit, work on this place. And I do feel like, unfortunately, it kind of seems like we're headed towards a war. I'm back here in a sec. But it does kind of seem, unfortunately, like we're going towards a war. So I hope that gets averted, that doesn't come true. But if it does, it seems like every time I've been through a war in my lifetime, which seems like it's all the time here in America, the prices go up on everything. Gas goes up, especially, I know gas will go up now because the global supply chain has been, disrupted with gas and everything like that. And so it's just, I'd rather just kind of stick around here and get more places built out and do more stuff like this, and, just kind of enjoy life out here and try not to think about it too much, because it's like, I was thinking about it the other night, and I just stayed up all night thinking about it, and I thought, I'm not going to do myself any good by worrying about this. I can't do anything about it. I'm just one person. So what I'm going to do, and that's another reason why I'm firing up the other channel, the Recycle Ranch, is I'm going to do a lot more content going forward. Because I figure, you know, like a lot of times I'll be out here doing stuff and I won't film, and I always think like, oh, I should film, and I think, well, I don't know, maybe this is boring, you know, maybe people don't want to see it or something like that. But there's ways that, I mean, I think just showing how to live this way and showing how to be somewhat self-sufficient and, you know, living, you know, this isn't expensive to live this way, might be something that's helpful for people to make the break from living in the urban life, you know, and then also not being working in the corporate world. Because like if I would do it over, now, granted, I got my college degree. I got a degree in business administration with an emphasis in marketing and an emphasis in international business and a minor in Spanish. And I'm not using the degree now, you know, and I'm just doing, you know, I'm doing YouTube and all that stuff. But if I didn't do YouTube and if I would do it over right now, I'd probably get like a master's certificate in like welding, you know, or something like that. Because you can go anywhere. If you're a master welder, you can go anywhere and get work. I mean, people out here in my community, they're always asking who welds, you know. And so for any young people out there that are watching this and thinking about, you know, should I go to college or should I go to trade school? You know, I had a cousin. My dad's side of the family is real big, and one of my younger cousins over there, he was going to a Votech school near somewhere in Kansas, and it was to work on those big wind farms, you know, like the wind turbines that you see out in the country and stuff like that. And he started out making, I think, like 75 grand in Hays, Kansas, and then with a company truck and like full benefits and all that stuff. And I was like, dude, that's like $100,000 package. And he's like, yeah, he's like, and I think he went to school only for like 18 months, and he loves it. He's like, oh, it's the best. It's great to work out here, and killer views from up top because they go up and service them. You know, they service those big wind turbines. And I don't know. I just look at the price of college nowadays. Like when I was at school at Kansas State, it was $75 a credit hour. Now I think it's like $425 a credit hour, which is nuts. I mean, the education has not gone up threefold as far as the quality of education, and or it's not even three. Heck, that'd be like fivefold. So I just think that, you know, especially with how debt can just saddle you and make it to where you don't have any options, I'd probably recommend, unless you just got a ton of money and you want to go to college, I'd probably recommend going to a trade school. All right, this is looking pretty good. Let's go over to the truck and see if we can get the air compressor. We'll put some air in here and see if it holds, and if it doesn't, I've got the green slime for it, and so we'll be good with that. Let me come down here real quick. Okay, so Gen X van life, that's cool. That's good to know. Yeah, and I will say it is pretty windy here in northern Arizona. It's windy all the time. Like today is not, which is kind of nice. But man, we had some crazy winds. It's been like 40 mile an hour gusts or 40 mile an hour sustained for the past couple days, which is quite a bit. All right, let's see if this is gonna work or not. I'll come grab you here in just a second. We'll go inside and say what's up to Sierra on the way over there. Whoops. I like it up here. I mean, it's chill, and you know that's the reason why. Whoops. I didn't realize I was so close. That's the reason why I'm out here is because it's just laid back, and it doesn't. There's not really any chance of this area blowing up because of the economics of it. You know, like there's not any jobs out here, and so. Makes it to where it stays kind of quaint, and people, you know, don't look up there and say, oh, I can buy land up there and then work in town, because that's not really a possibility. Sierra, what you doing, Punk? You want to come outside? You want to come outside? Yeah. She's laying with bed. Let's go check her out real quick. She's hilarious. All right, what are you doing, little girl? What do you got, baby? You want to come outside? All right, let's go outside. Come on, house takers. Are you doing okay? How are you doing? You want to come on down? Sorry, my place is absolute mess right now. I haven't really cleaned up today. She's doing good. I'm really pleased that she's still trucking. And I wanted to let you know that we've got there's a great company, and also my friends own it in Prescott. It's called Claws and Paws, and or Paws and Claws. Is it Claws and Paws or Paws and Claws? I think it's Paws and Claws. Yeah, and so anyway, I'm going to be going there on Monday with Sierra, and they are going to be sponsoring her food, which is awesome. It's all raw diet and all these great superfoods for her. And I can't really afford that full time for her because it's expensive, you know. It's like really good stuff though, and also a bunch of greens that we're going to be giving her, and just upping some of the nutritional stuff just to make sure that she's got as much good nutrients in her body as possible to fight off the cancer. And I do believe the fenbenzidol has been working really well, and that's been giving her a chance, you know, to stay going. So we're gonna come over here though and get a nice look. Let's see. Let's flip this around. We'll flip it around that way. All right, cool. I sure do love that camper cover. I think that turned out so well. It just looks so freaking cool. So I've got an air compressor under my hood here, and that's what we're gonna dial into and see if this old worn out tire. Alright, let's see here. Lucky number 7. See, that's coming from the air compressor, so let me just knock that out and we'll see if we're hearing anything. I think we're good. I think this thing's gonna hold. I don't need to put any green slime in it and we're set. Let me check. Yep. All right, cool. That was easier than I thought. That tire's holding just fine, which is great. So here's how this looks now with a little bit of, here, let me flip it around. Just a tiny bit of elbow grease. And here's how this old wheelbarrow's looking. It's looking great. And this wood, see how the difference? I mean, that's the tired looking stuff over there. And then right here is the stuff which I just sanded. And it's not even close to being done, but it's gonna clean up really nice. And then I've got a stain I can put on that and make it look cool. And then here's the Jackson on the back part of it. I think it looks pretty awesome. That's gonna fit in great over there in the garden because I'm just gonna park it permanently over there. And that way I can use it for, you know, projects. I did lose all my strawberries, all my strawberry plants. I had grubs hit it, and unfortunately I didn't catch it in time. And by the time I did catch it, all the plants were drooping and the root systems were gone. So I'll have to replant next year, and I'll just keep in mind. I'll be mindful of that. I just didn't think about it, about the grubs hitting it. I mean, they hit my sweet potatoes, but everything else was fine. And I just didn't think that they'd be going on to the other stuff because they were in different flower beds. But it's all right, you know, that happens. But everything's going good around here. I'm real pleased with this place, and you know, I just feel real fortunate to be here, and I'm glad that y'all are with me too. And I was looking through some of the comments the other day on the channel. I'm like, man, everybody's so freaking nice that's here, and everybody's got so much concern for Sierra, which makes me feel great because she's this little angel and she's doing real good. What you thinking, girl? And I mean, she looks good and everything, but you can see in the rear there's that tumor. It's right here. You can see it sticking out, and that's pretty big. And that's what concerns me going forward is like, I think I'm going to go in and get some more x-ray or get another round of x-rays done with her and see, you know, see how her lungs are looking and all that stuff, because we've been using that fenbenzidol for, gosh, I want to say like a year and a half now. And I'm definitely thinking that's what's helped to keep her going for so long, you know, and to be able to fend off the cancer, especially the lung cancer. They said there's no way that that she would make it past a year, and here it is 2, you know. And so I'm thankful for it, and she's still doing great. Like, we were out hiking today and all that stuff, and she was running around having fun. So, but let me go grab the computer and see if there's any comments I need to respond to here. I can kind of just hang out, and I'm pretty much done with that. And then all I need to do with this other one is sand it up like crazy. This right here. And so I'm not going to make y'all watch that, but I did want to bring you into what we're up to right here. So we got Darren right here. Sup, OG? Sup up, back at you, Darren. How's it going, man? Sheila, she's an angel. Yeah, she's really awesome. So yeah, and then DNDS, I'll definitely let you know when I start planting. So we'll be good to go. I'm glad you're aware of what's happening. Yeah, it's just, you know, unfortunately in the world, it's just things are messed up right now. And that's where I want to kind of show like a peaceful lifestyle out here, because it really is peaceful and I love it. And, you know, building stuff around here and just kind of putting around all day long, I feel real fortunate. You know, I got lucky on YouTube. I definitely hit it at the right time with like winter camping. Nobody was out doing that, and that's what made my channel. That, and also featuring Sierra. And you know, I feel really thankful for that. And even going through the shadow ban and all that stuff, and now that I'm out of it, it's not 100% out of it, but it's better than it used to be. And you know, it just gives me peace of mind that like I did it, you know, because the whole thing is to try and make it on there to where I could get to this point to have an off-grid property, because I didn't want to live on the road forever, you know. And things changed quite a bit when COVID hit, and it's just got kind of more, I guess, like stressful out there, and there's a lot more people out. And, you know, of course, I'm guilty of promoting that lifestyle, so I can't complain about that too much. But I do enjoy being here, and I want to bring y'all along with it. And I've had a hard time kind of figuring out how to pivot the channel, but it seems like I've been able to do that, you know, with like the camper cover, and kind of really start to work on here, because like I realize in order for me to make this place transform into the property that I want, I have to be here full time and like really working on it nonstop. And so that's where this year has been focused on, just clearing debris and clearing more land and making more livable space, you know, and thinning out the trees and getting the rock check dams going, and, you know, building the fence and all those things. This is a lot of work. But I look back on where I started, and I started the year to where this entire area right here, this was all just forest. You know, it was all forest right over here too. Like this, you can see the remnants of like the big bushes I cut out of here, all that stuff. And I had a little bit of an open space right here, and that was it. And so being able to accomplish all this year has been fantastic. And then it gives me a base foundation to get more stuff done around here, because there's a lot more stuff I want to do. You know, I want to, like I was talking about that fence, extend that. I want to eventually build my bathhouse right here underneath these huge pinyon pines. I want to build it right there. So I'll eventually, hey, what's up, girl? What you doing, Sierra? I'll eventually break that down, because I made this to where the top part's removable, so I can, if I put this over on its side, I can pull that top part out and easily move that thing around, which is nice. Okay, we just had a comment come through. Let me see here. Sheila, you've come a long way. Ah, thanks. Yeah, it really. I drive in here and I'm just like, man, and especially like right at dusk. I love to return back to the property at dusk, and I get in here and I'm just like, this is stellar. You know, like the views are great, especially right between like 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. when the sun's starting to go down. It's like you can see the terrain off in the distance. You can see the variation in the land, and the views are fantastic, and the sunsets are incredible. And then you couple that with like no noise. You know, my neighbor Darren down the road, every every blue moon I can hear him, but it's not very often. I mean, and it's usually like, you know, if he's out there doing target practice or something like that, I can hear him. So I mean, like, you know, of course you're gonna hear a gun, but I don't ever hear him. I don't ever hear anybody else. There's a couple of people driving by. Oh, and I met a really cool guy yesterday. His name's Mike, and he lives back in this property that's just killer. And he's been out here for a long time. And we were chatting. His car broke down, and so I helped him out. And he was at the well because I went there to go get water. So we had to take his battery up to his house, and he put on a trickle charge. And then we went and ran some errands, came back, grabbed his battery, and put it in his truck. But he was telling me about all the stuff up here, and apparently there's a heck of a lot more petroglyph sites right up on that hill there that I didn't know about. And so I think later today, you know, Sierra had a big walk this morning, and I'm sure she's going to want to nap this afternoon after I do lunch here in a little bit. And so I'm going to take the quad and go up there and see what I can find and film it, and then I'll be putting that stuff up. And I was thinking, like, I got to get into doing like shorts and stuff like that too. And you know, I don't want to I don't ever want my channel, for those that view this channel, to think that I take, you know, the channel for granted, because I don't. But it's just there's times in the past, especially the past couple years, where I just haven't felt good, and that's why I was absent from the channel for a little while. But I'm feeling better now. It seems like, I don't know what happened, about a week ago, all the pain that I used to have 24/7 in my abdomen just started going away. And I was like, oh man, I was like, I feel normal again. It's just, this is incredible. And so I was really excited, you know, to have that. So let's see here. Hey, what's up, Danya? Taking a break from work. Oh, cool. Hope everything's going good. You're welcome to come out anytime. The temperatures are getting real nice out here. It's really awesome right now. But I'm feeling better, and so that way, you know, like when you don't feel good, and I didn't want to get out and do anything. Like, it's hard to make content, especially when the content is labor intensive. You know, I'm not doing like a reaction channel to like videos or nothing. I'm actually, you know, doing the work. I'm creating the content, and it's all like me out having to like walk around and stuff like that, and do things. It'd be great if I did reaction stuff. I've thought about it to be like, but I'm like, well, what would I do? I don't really know. I don't really know what I'd respond to. But I mean, I do enjoy the channel of you know, making all this content and stuff. And some, basically, a long story short is I'm going to do a lot more because I'm feeling better, and I'll be here. I'm dedicated to staying here. I'll be here all winter, and I'm going to do some winter camping around here. I mean, luckily, heck, just right down the road, they get hammered with snow, like crazy amount of snow in the wintertime. And so I'm not going to have any laps in any sort of like hot tent camping for winter. And I do want to get into backpacking in the wintertime, but that's going to be after Sierra's time comes, you know. So I'm just going to hold off on all that stuff until you know, her time passes. So, but she's still doing great, and everything's going awesome. And I think with that food, you know, with the raw diet that we're going to put her on from Paws and Claws in Prescott, my friends, you know, they were actually thinking about buying the place right down the road from me here, which would be great. And they offered to you know, put Sierra on that diet. And so I'm like, heck yeah. Because, like, you know, you read about the raw diets, like the raw food diets, and about how that does really help with like the immune system and cancer and all those things. And also too, it's just great for them. They love it. So what are you doing here, you little stinker? You know, just a little Zero Breeze there. You're looking good, Pumpkin. Look at you looking away all bashful. What do you think, sweetie? So, but I'm real thankful she's still here with me, because I thought, like, when we got that diagnosis, you know, a while back, that she was out the door. So you're doing good, Pumpkin. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to log off. I'm going to go do some lunch now. And but I just wanted to kind of bring you in with what I'm doing around here. And we're going to do more of these live streams, more videos and all that stuff. And I've got a bunch of, now the weather's nice, I'm going to be jamming with building things, and also that I'm feeling better. So thanks for tuning in. I think I'll probably have a video up. I'm going to run up to that petroglyph site this afternoon. So depending on how that goes, I could have a video up later today. If not, it's going to be tomorrow. So, and then this weekend we'll have a bunch of videos too. So let's see, what have we got here? Sheila, you have a great day. All right, you too. Hey, Baby Yoda, what's up, brother? Carolyn, how's it going on? Give Rufus some loving from us. All right, let's see. Jen X-Family, Brian, you've been inspiration for years. Oh man, I appreciate that. Watching you has been a huge. Oh man, I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's great to hear. I love hearing that from people, you know. And also too, I've had people be like, hey man, I can't get out like I used to, but I love seeing you out and about doing things. That makes me feel good. And then also when people tell me they watch my videos with like their kids, I'm like, wow, like that's a compliment, that you trust me to put out content that's not going to be offensive, and that kids can watch and stuff like that. That's what I try to do. Every once in a while, I'll say a bad word, but that's on me, and I apologize for that. But I'm human, and I get pissed off sometimes about things like the Tundra and stuff like that. But hey, Nathan's Modern Life is here. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. All right, Victor Debs, what's going on? Hey, I'll show you guys since you just got here. Let me show you what I've been working on. So I've got my neighbor had some stuff over his place. So I went over and grabbed a post hole digger, and it's just kind of weathered. They've been sitting out in the sun for a while, but they're in pretty good shape. And then over here, I've got a, let's see here. Whoops, I'm using a little thing here. I've got an old school wheelbarrow, which had a ton of rust on it, but I'm using some medium coarse steel wool to go through here and knock all that stuff off. And then also sanding down, you can see the difference from sanding this, to this. This is not sanded and this is sanded. And so it's looking pretty good, and there's no holes on the interior. The tire is not holding. Okay, that's getting, all right, we're gonna have to put some green slime in there. We'll get that going. But other than that, everything here is going good. And I'm gonna do some lunch, and then I already got the hot tub going earlier, and so we're gonna do the hot tub later today. It's supposed to get out in, I think, 25 tonight, 26, something like that. And should be pretty chilly. So, all right, Victor Debs, thanks a lot. Appreciate that. All right, everybody, I'm gonna roll though, because I'm gonna make some lunch, and then I'm gonna put Sierra in the camper so she can take a nap, and then I'm gonna roll up to that petroglyph site. So I'll take some video of that. That'll be in the next video, and like I said, that'll either be uploaded later today or tomorrow. So talk to y'all later, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.